Now it's time to deal with some tasks. These are items that they don't fall into appointment, they don't fall into an event. They're basically kind of like a to-do list, things that you know you've got to be dealing with. Now, tasks and the calendar work hand in hand, but you do have a special area for tasks. Down here on, again, if I click and drag this up, you can see that that's the icon for tasks, right? So I'm going to go ahead and click and drag it all the way down again. We'll click on tasks. And here are my current tasks. These are things that I need to do. The things in red are past due, and I need to be dealing with them today. That does not mean they're due today. They were probably due previously, like, for example, that one right there, due 12/29/2007. So obviously I've been slacking. But it shows up in today because it's past due. Then you have items that do not have a date. Then you've got items that you're going to be dealing with tomorrow, next week, next month. You'll find that this list a lot of times will show up over here on the right. It's the same stuff. And it all works the same. To create a new task, like I need to do that, right? I got enough to do. I can click here and we'll just call this my new task. And I'll hit the enter key. Now, when we do it that way, it automatically gets set for today. Let's double click on it, and I'm going to reschedule it for next week on the 21st and click save. Again, put in details here if you want to. The percent completed tasks have some pretty interesting things that kind of help you manage things, like the percentage completed, just to help you track. But when I do that, it gets bumped down here to next week. Now, the nice thing about the interaction between the different elements inside of Outlook is that, notice I've got a calendar up here. Well, in addition to the task that I just created, any of these other tasks, like the ones up here that don't have a date, I can click and drag one of these over to a specific date on the calendar. Let's say like the 29th, and then release. And there we go. It's popping in a new item on my calendar. So I can set the time, let's say 9:30 to 11 o'clock, and save. And this is on February 29th. So if I hop over here to the calendar, skip to February 29th, there is the event that I just scheduled. So I took my task, and if I double click on this, it's an appointment, basically, is what I've made it into. And that will remind me that that is the day that I want to be dealing with that. Now let's go back to tasks again. I want you to notice that the task that I dragged over there to the 29th, it's still set for no date, because this is the due date. I might just want to deal with it. Like some tasks, that we do, let's just face it, we can't just finish it at one time. Like record the New Testament, like I'm going to do that in one day, right? So I can click and drag and drop that task and maybe schedule it for, 3 hours that particular day. But if I double click this book that I'm writing, my start date, I can set a start date. Let's say I already started it last month sometime. My due date would be like maybe sometime in April. It's a work in progress, and it's about 50% done at this point. So I'll click save. Now, it changes down here. These are all sorted by due date, essentially. So it's now showing up in later, even though I've got it scheduled on my calendar to deal with it on the 29th. So I'm scheduling time, but again, that does not change its due date. Now, to delete a task, you can click on it and you can click delete. But if you're doing this, you're kind of taking it out of the record that it was done. What I prefer to do is to click on it, and notice I clicked on the flag there and it poof, just disappeared. That marks it as being complete. So now it's a task that I finished, and that means that Outlook is going to keep track of it for you. So later on, I'd be able to come back and say, okay, I want to see the tasks that I actually did this month, the ones that I completed. Or maybe I have to just pull up notes about the task or something. So usually it's not a good idea to just delete a task when you get it done. But one thing, like for example, with the Everything Podcasting book here, if you take it to 100% and then you click save, then that's it. It's the same thing. That's marking it as completed. So let's take it back down to 50%. Save and close that. Another thing we can do, another way that we can mark things as complete is to right-click on them and just go down to Mark Complete. Again, that takes it off of your task list, but it doesn't delete it. It doesn't get rid of it. So later on, if you wanted to see tasks that you had completed, you would be able to look at those. Now, the same things apply to tasks as does email and events in our calendar. You can set categories. So let's do clients, friends. Okay, just right-clicking on these. Red. And then you've got flags as well. Right-click on that, and you can assign when you want to be dealing with that. And I find personally that the tasks, it's a great reminder. I don't use it as much as I should as far as keeping track of, I do keep track of things. You know what I don't do? I'm just going to tell on myself. I don't actually go in here and do these things. But I slowly whittle them off. You should see what it looked like a month ago. I slowly go through there and whittle those things off. It's a great way to keep a reminder of the things that you need to do, big projects that you're working on. And I tend to just have too much on my plate at once. But nonetheless, it's a good tool. In our next video, we're going to look at adding holidays to your calendar.